What if I told you that the most powerful way to turn a woman on has nothing to do with your looks, your money, or your charm? It's not in the flex. It's in the words. Not the ones you rehearse, but the ones that come from a place of presence, clarity, and grounded masculinity. There are quote-a-simple, unexpected phrases that bypass logic and hit her deeper. They don't impress her. They awaken her. They make her feel seen, safe, and wildly drawn to you. These are not tricks, they are truths. And when spoken with calm, confident energy, they don't just make her desire you, they make her remember you. This isn't about manipulation, it's about mastery. The kind of mastery that turns silence into seduction and words into unforgettable experiences. Let's dive in. Why words can trigger deep sexual attraction. Most men think sexual attraction starts with the body, the way you look, the way you touch. But here's the truth. For women, desire often begins long before that in the mind. And the fastest way into a woman's mind is through your words. But not just any words. Not flattery. Not desperate compliments. Not pick-up lines you found on the internet. It's the words that reveal strength without ego, stillness without coldness, presence without pressure. You see, women are emotional creatures, but not in the way you think. They're deeply intuitive, hyper-aware of energy, intent, and tone. They don't just hear your words, they feel them. They register the confidence behind what you say, or the insecurity you're trying to hide. And when a man speaks from a place of calm certainty, when he speaks like a man who doesn't need approval, but chooses to be fully present, everything changes. That's when her body responds. Not because you said something dirty or bold, but because you created a space where she felt something rare, safe, and seen. Words have the power to disarm her defenses, unlock her feminine energy, and trigger a primal response she can't explain. Not because she was seduced, but because she was understood. That's why Stoic men are dangerous. They don't talk to impress, they speak to express. And in doing so, they ignite a fire inside her that polite conversations and flashy gestures never could. Master your words not to manipulate, but to reveal the kind of man she's been waiting for. Calm, present, unshakably real. And when she meets that man, her body says yes before her mind even catches up. Let's talk about the exact words that create that effect. 5 quotes that spark desire, rooted in Stoic philosophy. Quote number 1. You don't need to impress me, just be real. This line doesn't sound seductive at first, but it hits her somewhere she doesn't expect, right in the part of her that's exhausted from pretending. Because here's what most men don't realize. She's tired of trying to be enough, tired of being judged, tired of putting on a mask just to feel liked. So when a man looks her in the eye calm, grounded, without agenda, and says, "You don't need to impress me, just be real," something inside her exhales. It's not a line, it's a release. You've just become the only man who sees the woman behind the makeup, the ambition, the armor. And in that moment, she doesn't feel like she has to seduce you. She wants to surrender to you. Why? Because real intimacy isn't built on performance. It's built on presence. And when you give her permission to drop the act, you instantly become someone she craves, not with her ego, but with her entire being. This quote doesn't work because it flatters her. It works because it frees her. And freedom is foreplay. Quote number 2. I'm not chasing, I'm choosing. Most men chase. They chase attention, validation, intimacy, hoping to be picked. And every time they do, they send one loud, silent message. I'm not enough, unless you approve of me. But the Stoic man, He doesn't chase. He observes. He decides. He chooses with intention, not desperation. So when you tell a woman, "I'm not chasing, I'm choosing," you flip the entire game on its head. Suddenly, you're the prize. Not because you're playing hard to get, but because you know your worth. You're not trying to impress her. You're evaluating her energy, her presence, her alignment with your standards. And that energy? It's magnetic. It doesn't scream, "Please like me." It whispers. You've caught the attention of someone who doesn't give it easily. That turns her on. Not just physically, but emotionally and psychologically. Because what women crave most isn't a man who needs them. It's a man who doesn't and still chooses them. When you live from that mindset, your words don't just stir desire. They command respect. And in her world full of men who are always chasing, you become the one man who stands still and makes her come closer. Because in the end, she doesn't want to be pursued by a man who's starving for her. She wants to be selected by a man who's full without her but curious with her. Quote number 3. I see the fire you try to hide. She might smile, laugh, act like everything's light and easy. But behind those eyes, there's a storm, a story, a spark that's been dimmed by people who never bothered to really look. And most men, they never do. They're too focused on what she shows, not what she holds. Too busy reacting to her body, to notice her soul. But you say something different. I see the fire you try to hide. And just like that, the mask slips. Not because she's weak, but because she finally feels seen. You're not praising her surface, you're recognizing her essence. That fire? It might be ambition, pain, passion, rage, desire. Whatever it is, you saw it, and you didn't flinch. And that is erotic. Because true intimacy isn't about physical closeness. It's about emotional exposure without fear of judgment. And when she feels that kind of safety combined with that kind of depth, something inside her wakes up. This isn't about rescuing her. It's about respecting her hidden power and letting her know, I see it, I can handle it, and I want it. That's when attraction moves from the skin to the soul. That's when sex becomes inevitable or not, because you asked for it, but because you made her feel alive again. And she'll crave that feeling until she finds it again with you. Quote number 4. I can leave at any moment, but right now I want to be here with you. Freedom is seductive, not just for you but for her. Because deep down, no woman wants to feel like she's your only option. She wants to feel like she's your conscious choice. So when you say, I can leave at any moment, but right now I want to be here with you, you're not threatening her. You're showing her something far more powerful. You are free, and still you stay. That's rare. Most men stay because they're afraid to lose access, afraid to be alone, afraid she might move on. But you don't fear loss. You move from clarity, from intention, and that electrifies her. Why? Because your presence is no longer expected. It's not a given, it's a gift. And when a woman feels that when she realizes she doesn't own your time, but you offer it anyway, her walls melt. You've become untouchable and irresistible, not because you're playing games, but because you've mastered the one truth most men avoid. Real desire only exists where there's real choice. This quote doesn't make her feel obligated, it makes her feel wanted. Not because you need her, but because you prefer her in this exact moment above anything else. And that kind of presence, it doesn't just turn her on, it anchors her. And suddenly, being with you feels like both danger and peace. exactly the combination she can't resist. Quote number 5. You're safe with me but not bored. Every woman is looking for two things: safety and excitement. But most men only offer one. The nice guys give her comfort but no edge. The bad boys give her thrill but no stability. And so she's torn between two worlds, never fully satisfied, until she meets you. A man who looks her in the eye and says, "You're safe with me, but not bored." It's not a pickup line, it's a promise. A signal that you know who you are and that you're grounded enough to hold her while still wild enough to ignite her. She hears those words and something stirs. A craving for the rarest kind of man, the one who doesn't tame her, but doesn't lose himself either. You're the steady flamingo, the wildfire. You're the storm with direction. She knows she won't get hurt, but she'll never feel dull. And that's what makes her want you. Not just to talk, not just to date, but to merge with you mentally, emotionally, physically. This quote works because it unlocks her deepest feminine desire: to surrender without fear, to let go and still be held. Most men can't give her that. They're either too soft to lead or too selfish to hold space. But you're both the adventure and the anchor. And when she feels safe and alive at the same time, she doesn't just want to sleep with you, she wants to stay. Now you know the truth. It's not about chasing her. It's not about proving yourself. And it damn sure isn't about saying what you think she wants to hear. It's about speaking from power, not noise. About showing her the rarest energy a man can carry: calm dominance. Not control, but presence. Not need, but choice. Not performance, but truth. Each of these quotes isn't just a sentence. It's a reflection of the man you are, the man you're becoming. A man who doesn't beg to be desired, but naturally draws desire to him. Because here's the secret most men never learn. You don't need to seduce her. You need to remind her what it feels like to be around a man who truly knows himself. And when you do, she won't just want to sleep with you. She'll crave the version of herself that only shows up when she's with you. So speak with intention. Stand in your worth. And remember, your words are not weapons, they are invitations. Make them count.